Good afternoon and welcome to a very special interview show of the Prode. Today we turn our focus on the rising tensions between India and Pakistan following the tragic Pahalgam terror attack in India, where innocent tourists lost their lives. India has formally attributed this heinous act to cross-border terrorism supported by elements operating from Pakistani soil, a persistent challenge that has posed a grave threat to regional peace and stability for decades. In response, India undertook calibrated precision strikes against terror infrastructure inside Pakistan, avoiding civilian and military targets in accordance with its commitment to responsible state conduct and international law. Pakistan, unfortunately, has been engaging in indiscriminate shelling across the line of control, which has tragically resulted in the deaths of 16 innocent Indian civilians. The Indian government also claimed today in a press briefing that Pakistan launched a series of missile and drone attacks targeting Indian military installations in Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, and Rajasthan. To help us understand the tragic and diplomatic significance of these unfolding developments, we are honored to be joined by Sri Yashwant Sinha, former Finance Minister and former External Affairs Minister of India. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. It's a pleasure to have you here. I would like to begin the discussion by asking that how do you assess the Pahalgam terror attack, not just in terms of its immediate human tragedy, but also its broader political and security implications for India? And how do you evaluate the Indian government's response so far?
Let me put it in perspective. India has been the victim of cross-border terrorism from Pakistan for the last 30 years or so. And it has gone on. Pahalgam is one of the long strings of such incidents. The tragedy of Pahalgam becomes even more serious when we realize that tourists from all over India who were in Kashmir, in Pahalgam, to enjoy the weather and the scenery, they were mercilessly shot by terrorists from Pakistan. Now, this was one of the most heinous of the terrorist attacks that our country has witnessed. And naturally, expectedly, India has responded to this latest terror attack. Second, there is also no doubt that Pakistan has been the epicenter of terrorism. Pakistan has been training, supporting, financing, indoctrinating, and launching terrorists from across its soil against India. And these terrorists also, we have credible evidence, came from Pakistan. So it was natural for India to respond to this attack, and India has responded by attacking terrorist centers in Pakistan. We have not attacked the military installations. We have not attacked civilian populations. We have only attacked those centers where the terrorists were hiding. Now, Pakistan in response has been indiscriminate in its firing an attack. And actually, this has led to a certain amount of escalation. But this is unavoidable. I think a time has come when Pakistan should learn its lesson and stop terrorism for all times to come. This is something which no nation in the world can tolerate. India has tolerated it for a long time, but it is time now to put an end to it.
Yeah, so you mentioned that Pakistan has been involved in cross-border terrorism since decades. Can you recall some moment from your time as a foreign affairs minister, which and can share something around that?
You see, Pakistan has been, it's one of those unfortunate facts of history that Pakistan has been indulging in fakery and distortion of facts from the time it was created. In 1947-48, you'll recall, we had an armed conflict with Pakistan in Jammu and Kashmir because Pakistan sent terrorists from across its soil. And the surprising thing, even at that time, was that they were all dressed in civilian clothes until later when the Pakistani army took over. And they were paraded as freedom fighters for Jammu and Kashmir, which was not so. They were all Pakistanis. And from that day onwards, Pakistan has been, as I said, fooling the world by saying that it has nothing to do with terrorism, that terrorists do it on its own. I'd like to recall to you a very important uh, event, I should say, when I was Minister of External Affairs and Mr. Vajpayee was the Prime Minister. We had gone to Islamabad for a summit of the SAARC leaders. We also had bilateral discussions with the then President of Pakistan, General Musharraf. At the end of Mr. Vajpayee's visit, a very important document was signed. And what did that document say? That document said that Pakistan will stop its violence against India. It was a camouflage for saying Pakistan will not send terrorists from across the border. But in diplomatic language, it said Pakistan will stop violence against India. And then India agreed to resume the composite dialogue process, which we had with Pakistan for some time, for many years. But all that came to naught because Pakistan did not keep its word and continued to send terrorists from across the border. So if you look at the long list of agreements between India and Pakistan, including the Shimla Accord, you will find that Pakistan has agreed to a certain course of action. And every time, Pakistan has violated a solemn pledge made in a bilateral document. So, how do we trust? How does one trust a country which does not keep its word? This is the problem. And therefore, Pakistan has to understand that it will have to pay a very heavy price if it does indulge in misadventure against India. And we have not crossed the line of control on the ground. We have not crossed the international border this time also on the ground. Whatever action has taken place is through other mechanized means. But Pakistan has to understand enough is enough. And now the time has come when it should put an end to all that it has been doing against India. Let me also tell you that Pakistan is a failed state, not only in terms of security and terrorism, but also economically. Pakistan has gone like a beggar to the International Monetary Fund, and the meeting is supposed to be taking place today. And its economy is in a mess. But even then, they indulge in this kind of misadventure. They have just refused to learn their lesson.
So, from a diplomatic standpoint, how do you view the roles of external actors like Turkey and China in unfolding situation in South Asia? And do you see their positions as amplifying tensions, or could they play a constructive role in de-escalation?
It is very unfortunate. Let me make a distinction. Pakistan has been using Turkish and Chinese military equipment, even in this conflict. China, I must say, has been rather restrained so far. But Turkey has come out openly in out and out support for Pakistan, which is very unfortunate. But apart from these two nations, there is no other nation which is in support of terrorism and in support of Pakistan. Pakistan went to the Security Council. It is a temporary member of the Security Council, non-permanent member of the Security Council. India is not at this point of time. But even at the Security Council, Pakistan could not have its way. So internationally, Pakistan, every major country in the world understands the fact that Pakistan is a rogue state. It exports terrorism to India and is not coming out openly in its support, except, as I said, Turkey.
Looking beyond the region, how do you assess the stance of key global players such as the United States, United Kingdom, and European Union in supporting India at this time? And what diplomatic strategies should India pursue to strengthen international backing?
You see, this conflict between India and Pakistan has now gone on for a few days. And apart from saying that they expect the countries to de-escalate, to stand down and not raise the level of the conflict, no country, and solve it bilaterally through talks. No country has directly interfered or asked or supported Pakistan, apart from Turkey, as I said. So the international community understands how Pakistan is placed, how India is placed. And while they may not come out openly in support of India, the very fact that they are not supporting Pakistan, which is parading itself as a victim of Indian aggression, is enough to prove that they sympathize with India and they are on our side.
Yeah, and in your view, what are the most significant risks of further escalation? Because there have been updates coming on, and both in terms of military and in terms of diplomatic channels. And how should India balance demonstrating strength while maintaining regional stability as well?
We have been quite restrained in our response. We attacked only the terrorist installations, as I said. Even in response to the subsequent Pakistani attack, we have been very restrained. And the world understands this. We are as restrained as we were in Kargil. And India, the world knows that India has a record of restrained reaction against Pakistan in all the conflicts that we have had. So therefore, nobody is coming out in support of Pakistan. Pakistan, as I was telling you, is a failed state. It does not have the economic strength to sustain a conflict beyond a certain number of days and weeks. And its economy will collapse further. It has indulged in misadventure, which it cannot sustain. So it's a very serious situation. Pakistan has its own internal problems. Look at what is happening in Balochistan. And we would like Pakistan not to break up, but all the signs are that Pakistan's economy will suffer as a result of this conflict. Pakistan will find it extremely difficult to carry on with its wherewithal. And as far as India is concerned, it will make a very small difference to our economic progress.
Yeah, and how do you see the future trajectory of India-Pakistan relationship in the wake of these events? Do you see any positive steps in terms of normalized and normalized bilateral ties?
No, I don't see any normalization as of now, because Pakistan has asked for a military response. It is getting a military response, and unless it appeals for peace and tells India that Pakistan has committed a mistake, I don't see peace returning or peace talks taking place with Pakistan.
So I would like to conclude the discussion by asking that what message should India communicate to the global community at this critical moment, not only to counter disinformation, but also to reinforce its image as a responsible, restrained actor committed to peace and rule of law?
At the history of India-Pak relationship from 1947 onwards, you will find that India has always been a responsible state. India has only responded to Pakistani aggression. And even this time, this is exactly what is happening. So the message to the international community and the world at large is, as I said in the beginning, that Pakistan has been exporting terror to India. We have suffered terror for the last 30 years. Heinous crimes have taken place in the name of uh, terrorism, the latest being Pahalgam, where 28 innocent lives were lost. And this time, India is determined to teach Pakistan a lesson so that Pakistan refrains from indulging in this kind of adventure in future. And I hope the world community will stand by India and tell Pakistan that it should not indulge in such terrorist attacks from across its soil against India.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights and for helping us understand the deeper strategic and diplomatic significance of these critical developments. Once again, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.